So what is the Zoom F6? Well, there's no easy answer to this. The Zoom F6 has 6 audio inputs. It records both in 24-bit and 32-bit at the same time. It can record in mono/stereo, and it can record in a poly format. Poly meaning multiple tracks, meaning you can record up to 6 different microphone tracks at the same time. So let's dive right into the Zoom F6. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is what you would refer to as the Zoom F6. The Zoom F6 has 6 audio inputs. The current microphone I'm using right now, the Deity S-Mic 2 condenser shotgun microphone, is connected to the Zoom F6 via XLR cable and is connected to audio channel/input 1. Right now I have the audio recording, and it is recording at 36 decibels in gain, and if I wanted to, I can always adjust the hyper limiter, and I can adjust it to, let's say, I'm going to do it right on the spot. I can adjust this to 130 hertz. Press that. Can you hear a slight difference in my voice? Now let's adjust it to 210 hertz. You can definitely hear a little bit of a difference there. Now I'm going to adjust it back down to 180 hertz. So right here I have the Zoom F6 set down to an HPF filter of 180 hertz. So I'm currently recording one microphone into the Zoom F6. I have my headphone jack right here listening back to the audio. I am powering my Zoom F6 right now using a USB-C cable, which the USB-C cable is powered into the Thunderbolt connector, and it is going down into my sound bag that I'm wearing and connecting to my Anker battery. This is what my Anker battery looks like. It is connected USB-C to the Anker battery, and then the USB-C is now connected to the Zoom F6. Now you can choose to power up the Zoom F6 like this, or you can choose to use a Zoom battery to power it up for at least a few hours. But I love using this Anker battery because it can power up the Zoom F6 for more than a day, just using a single microphone. And I can say this with confidence because I did a battery test using the Anker on the Zoom F6 for a day, or maybe 2 days I think, and the single boom microphone was able to record audio throughout those entire 2 days without draining the power all the way down. And I find this absolutely incredible. So when you hear Zoom F6, you wonder how many different audio inputs does this audio recorder have? What is it capable of recording? Well, since the ending name is F6, you can only imagine what that stands for. It stands for field recorder and 6 audio inputs. So because you can take this on the field, that's why it is called a Zoom F6. It also contains a Bluetooth connection feature, so you can connect the Zoom F6 mixer to your iOS device using the Zoom F6 app. I'm more of a hands-on person, so for me, I prefer to manually twist the faders and mix each audio track, exactly touching and using the Zoom F6 compared to using my iOS device. Now, if I had a boom operator with me who was able to capture that audio, then I would be perfectly able to mix audio from the iOS device app, making sure the audio in the Zoom F6 was mixed properly. But because the majority of the time I am boom operating and sound mixing at the same time, I prefer to manually work with the Zoom F6 instead of using the iOS app. The Zoom F6 also has a line out feature for you to plug in any IFB device, so the director or producer listening back to your audio can hear back the audio from the Zoom F6 from the line out. And you can adjust your line out levels by going into the settings of your Zoom F6 and specifically looking for that line out volume adjuster. And from there, when you're listening back to audio, let's say on your DSLR camera or just again the IFB, you can adjust the decibels of volume going into that line out. So basically, whenever the director, producer, or whoever's listening back to the audio that isn't the sound mixer, they'll be listening back to it without any distortion because you'll be able to mechanically adjust the audio levels lining out of the Zoom F6. So in order to record your audio, simply press the red button right here at the bottom middle part of the Zoom F6, and then to stop your audio, you press the stop button right here. And then if you want to play back your audio, you press the play/pause button icon. And if you're ever listening back to your audio on a sound gig and you just want to listen to that specific part, you can always click on the top right button right here, right next to the 2 faders. It has a fast forward/skip forward icon. What you would do is press it down and hold it down, and then the audio will skip ahead to the part that you're looking for. Now, of course, you have to guide the Zoom F6 in the right direction. It's not going to know exactly the specific time stamp that you're looking for. But Jeffrey, since this is a digital audio recording device, you need an SD card in order to record the audio, right? That is correct. In the back of the Zoom F6 is where you store your SD card. So you open up the SD card slot right here, which it's honestly kind of annoying to open up considering It's not the easiest door to open up, and especially if you have it tucked into your sound bag, it can be kind of hard to get into. But that's just the way they designed it, and I'm not complaining as much. But yeah, you open up the door right here. The sound card is right there. I'm not going to take it out because I'm currently recording this audio. And you would push the SD card into the Zoom F6 and then eject the SD card out of it. As well, you can use the back of this device to insert your Zoom battery, or you can put in a bunch of AA batteries to power it up. But I will warn you, if you decide to power up this audio device using AA batteries, chances are that this device is going to go out on you within the first 15 to 20 minutes. How I know this is because one time I forgot my USB-C to USB-C cable and I had to use nothing but AA batteries for a few hours. Luckily, one of the camera operators on set had a USB-C to USB-C connector which I was able to borrow for the rest of the shoot, and they completely saved my life because otherwise I would be stuck using probably more than 50 AA batteries throughout the day. Let me just tell you, it takes a lot of juice to power up this thing and keep it lasting. And luckily with my external battery bank, I'm able to make the Zoom F6 last for more than 2 days, depending on how many audio devices I have connected to it. Right now it's just one, so I could literally stand here for 2 days, which I'm not gonna do, but maybe I might. But I could literally stand here for 2 days. The camera would not last, but the audio mixer would. Unless I disconnected this thing, which then the audio would simply disconnect and this video would end right now. That's a good idea, actually. I highly consider you subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're looking to educate yourself more on the film production process and what goes behind the scenes. And if you're interested in purchasing the Zoom F6, then you can find affiliate links in my video description which will direct you right to these products. For more information on microphone reviews or microphone comparisons, go to my video description down below and you'll find links to those videos, or you can check out my YouTube channel and find other videos related to that specific topic. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself in this video, learned something new about the Zoom F6, and maybe hopefully you want to use it for your next audio gig. This is Jeff Makes Films. Till next time.